top of the gap is 75.26. Previous day high, important spot over here is at what? 04? Yeah. 75.04. Beautiful. This zone down here, I would use the FOMC low, 74.72 / value area low, 74.60. And then previous day low down here at 74. Oops, got the 7. Uh-oh. 74.09. 09. Yeah, 09. What am I saying? 09, and then this is 73.73. That's the pathing. That's kind of what it looks like. I would be partial to, I mean, you could see it on here, right? I would be partial to finding the higher low, trying to find this, support above that. If you really wanted to get insane here, this pullback could even go reclaim, and then you get yourself another up arrow in there. It has a dotted line to start for a reason, because the sequencing has already proven that the gap has been resistant, right? So preference is, what would I say is preference? Preference would be like this opening pullback that supports in here and then goes higher. That's this path, right? Kind of right in here. Follow this path. That Nike swoosh. They do report earnings after the close. This right there, that path, I can use the undo tool without blowing that up. That's number one. Number two would be this one that goes higher. That's just classic Brigade Bolt. This right there, if I draw that on top. And then beyond that, if that gap fill fails and we lower high back in range, that would be number three. I would think this is lower odds, but not impossible, right? Lower odds, BNI, but not impossible. Okay, let's grab a screenshot of this. 8:36 on the clock. Let's get the job done. Let's take a screenshot. SIP, snag, send, and sayonara is the order. Let's pop this over here. Let's say this. There we go. ES pathing on the screen. And we go from there. Sip has been taken. The swig, as we know. Is Steven out here this morning? If so, then what would the lowest cortisol path be? Probably this one, right? I would think. Gentle pullback into previous days. Value area. Firm up for a higher low and grind higher. And that's the low court pathing right there. Jay Clark sipping and pooping. Whoa. Hang on, Jay Clark. I know we've been through this in the past, but poof, right? Poof. Looks like that, right? Poof. No need to connect. Sorry. Anyway, sipping, snagging, sending, poofing. Sayonara. Let's get it out of here. Let's jump on into the Spiders Cash ETF. Let's see what's going on over here. Let's do this. And let's take a peek. Let me grab a sip of this coffee just because it's delicious this morning. Jay Clark, all good. All good. Sipping and poofing. Or something like that. Let's jump on into our Spiders Cash ETF. What do we see going on here? Same concepts, different numbers, right? Same concepts, different numbers. You either close the gap on an opening drive and pull back and support over 739.65. Tone changes back over 743.50. You get opening drive that gets above that level, and you just say, great, thanks, nice, thank you for playing. Opening pullback that supports that area, same concept, consolidate, and then go, right? That would just link up with that path. And then this is kind of like, oop, not great. Would prefer that we didn't do that. This ideally saves the day. And then we do this. But if you can't save the day, yikes and yikes. That's our little warning. All right, so that's the main idea. Main idea would be trying to get involved in these paths to the top side. I would be a little bit less interested in trying to get involved in the chop and slop in this box. If you are trying to short the market, if you're like, I'm a non-believer, I think this thing's going to come down like a house of cards, if that's kind of your take, then forget about this kind of pathing there, and instead you're just focused on what? That's what you want if you're a bear. If you're a bear, you're all about this right there. Okay? That's it. Spiders Cash ETF. Done. Done and dusted, as they say. Yeah, we do have those 10 o'clock numbers coming out. ISM, sorry, not ISM, but rather CB Confidence and the JOLTS labor report. Job openings and labor turnover survey, JOLTS. All right, that is what we got on the Spiders Cash. Let's keep this thing moving forward. Let's jump on into everybody's favorite index, the NASDAQ. I guess it's not everybody's favorite, but it's a fan favorite for sure. Let's jump into this. And let's go ahead and jump up to the 4-hour chart to start. See if we can't get the job done here headed into today's session. How about this? How about this? All right, 4-hour chart to start. Any differences versus the ES? I think there's one glaring difference in my view that is worth continuing to talk about. It's the fact that,